Good afternoon and welcome to Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We're inside the Murphy Center on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. It's the Division I Class AA Volleyball Championships presented on the TSSAA Network by Play On Sports. Dwayne Hickey along with Mary Dayton. And Mary, two teams that have played already, or haven't played in this tournament, I should say. They've not yet met, but two teams who have 40-plus wins on the season.
All right, that's impressive in itself. And it looks like they both have had some really good matches throughout this state tournament. Most of their games have gone 3-4, and there have been a couple 5-set series, so it's really been an impressive time. And CAK, Christian Knoxville team, came out of the losers bracket to get themselves to here today, so it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, so CAK coming out of Knoxville, Tennessee, 45-13. The Warriors on the season have played 5 matches already in this tournament, and there's the starting lineup as you see: Pierce, Heinzman, Call, Hooper, Slade, Robb, and Shields. And Hooper is the impressive one, a 6'6" sophomore.
You don't see that very often, do you?
Certainly not. Now for Goodpasture, you see Macy Reese, Mimi Honeycutt, Alana Holman, Caitlin Atkinson, Abby Honeycutt, Lauren Sutherland, Lane Phillips. Macy Reese is a junior who's already committed to play her collegiate volleyball at Auburn University.
Yeah, she's a standout. She's very impressive offensively, defensively, and just helps lead her team.
So two very talented teams scoring off here in Murfreesboro today. Knoxville versus Nashville, Goodpasture versus CAK for the Division I Class AA State Volleyball Championships. Glad you could join us here on the TSSAA Network. We're just about ready to get underway. Both teams dressed in blue, so it'll be kind of hard to differentiate on your television screen, but Goodpasture is in the blue uniforms trimmed in black with black numerals outlined in white. CAK in the blue uniforms with gray numerals outlined in black. So again, we'll try our best to keep you abreast of who has the ball, as the uniforms can be a little confusing this afternoon. Looks like Goodpasture will have the service first, and they're going to send Caitlin Atkinson, one of their outside hitters, to start the game serving. She is committed to Trevecca to play her college volleyball. So a couple players here on this Goodpasture squad who will get the opportunity to play beyond the high school level. We're underway, or set. There's the whistle, and now we're underway. Good serve there to start the match by Atkinson, as CAK unable to pass the ball to the setter. It falls to the floor, 1-0 Lady Cougars. Once again, deep middle on the serve. Set. Touch. There was a touch. That was number 5 for CAK. Cheyenne Hooper, the 6'6" sophomore, with the first point for CAK. CAK with a deep middle serve. They're going to set Reese. Reese quickly. Reese at the net. Fights. Is able to put it down over the much shorter one, Bryn Pierce, as Macy Reese wins that battle at the net. Goodpasture up 2-1.
Something you don't want to do today is put it right on top of the net for either of the two tall ones to get to today.
Certainly not. Set to serve for Goodpasture is Abby Honeycutt. Set. Back row attack there by Caitlin Robb, and once again it goes down. Lane Phillips with the point. 3-1 Goodpasture. Honeycutt once again, a little cross-court middle serve there. Block at the net. Is that time 33 Peeler, 0-0 Reese formed the block. Point Goodpasture.
She's got a quick close, a very quick close on her block. It's very easy to get deceived by that middle being so tall. You think that it's going to go there, and then the block's going to be wide open, a split block.
Back row attack by CAK. Dug up by Goodpasture. Reese with a little touch shot. Good recovery by CAK. Once again, they're going to set Reese in the middle. This time she gets the point. There's 21 for CAK. Taylor Call couldn't quite get her hands on it.
It's called protection.
Maybe she did get her hands on it.
Did.
Deep middle serve. Call places it. Just now pushed over by CAK outside. Phillips is blocked. Point to CAK. As that time CAK gets the block up on the outside, stops this Goodpasture run. Abby Honeycutt. Sorry, that was Courtney Shields on the serve. Good rally here outside. Ball's going to go up. Macy Reese pushes it over. Outside here. Block. Played off the block. As that time number 9 for CAK, Teresa Slade gets the point. Slade, 20 kills, 6 digs, 5 blocks against East Hamilton earlier in this tournament. She is an outstanding player. Back set for Reese, and they're going to call double hit, double contact.
A little bit off on her position, trying to get to the set.
And Abby Honeycutt, the senior setter, just a little mistake there. Serve tips the net. It's in play. Set in the middle for Hooper. She can't quite get it to go down. Outside to Phillips for Goodpasture, and she uses the block well. 6-4, Goodpasture. Reese with the jump serve, top spin, pushed across by Hooper. Set in the middle, up back set. There for Peeler. Now outside for Shields. Set going to go at her to Phillips. Phillips cross court for the winner.
The setter for Goodpasture is very, very good at mixing it up. You notice she's setting middle, outside, right side. And the blockers for CAK are having a hard time closing that block, giving them some openings.
Good serve by Reese. The return is right on the net, pushed over by Goodpasture. Outside set looking for Phillips. We're going to have a double contact once again. That's twice in the last 4 points.
Setter's just got to speed up her hands a little bit, make a more finished follow through.
Call serves. Set in the middle to Phillips. Phillips is long with her shot. Point to CAK. Taylor Call, sophomore, to serve. She's a defensive specialist. We go outside looking for Phillips again. Phillips down the line. Point CAK. Net violation on Phillips on the follow-through. She catches the net.
A little tight on the set. Just something that she didn't really limit it on what she could do with it.
Middle set this time for Phillips. Nice cut shot, dug. Gonna go right back in the middle. This time to Sutherland. Outside set now for Phillips. Phillips with a deep shot. CAK digs it, and we've got double contact on CAK.
He's calling it on both sides. At least it's got to almost come out very clean for it to be.
Yeah, Bryn Pierce kind of got that one stuck in her hands
legal
just
set.
a little bit. Pierce sets the out. No, she sets the middle. Hooper can't get it to go down. Ball comes back up off the dig right to the net. And on the second opportunity, CAK doesn't miss. They tie this one at 8. Checking in for Goodpasture is Alana Holman. CAK service deep there. Number 1, Bryn Pierce with a service error. Deep middle serve by Goodpasture. Back set. A CAK cross-court shot off the block. Point to the Warriors.
Nice shot.
Teresa Slade to serve. Outside set. Number 10 there, Caitlin Atkinson, the outside hitter for Goodpasture, gets that one to go down off the block.
Looked like the blockers were there. They were just almost turning to transition a little bit too quickly.
Back row attack by Slade. Middle set to Reese, and she puts it down. That time Mary didn't appear to be anyone in the middle to block her.
You can't do much with that kind of hit. They run such a quick offense with Macy that it's almost too hard to get someone on that hit.
And number 5, the libero, Mimi Honeycutt, floats that one long. Service error by Goodpasture, point to CAK. Katie Stogner checks in for CAK. Service error CAK as Stogner puts that one in the net, and as soon as she comes in, she goes right back out. Atkinson to serve for the Lady Cougars. Middle set. Hooper finds the floor with that one, deep middle. Cheyenne Hooper, the 6'6" sophomore, gets one to go down for her team, and this nip and tuck game remains a 1-point game in favor of Goodpasture, 12-10. Nice serve there for CAK, number 11.
It's one thing CAK does do well is their serving is a very straight, flat, strong float serve.
Katie Robb ties this game at 12. She'll serve again. This ball's going to be played over. Atkinson plays it over. Outside set off the block. Back row punch there. Attack from behind the 10-foot line. Deep shot. Dug by Goodpasture. Reese. Her ball's going to be finally played back over after a nice shot. Quick middle again to Reese, and she off-speeds it down for the point.
That is so good. I mean, the diggers are ready for that straight line hit, so they're on the back of their heels. And when shots like that come, they're caught off guard.
Abby Honeycutt starts the point. That was Shields with that drive. Ball's got to go over, and it does. There's Phillips. Hooper off the block. Point CAK.
I'm impressed with CAK's defense. They're not really letting much drop other than them. I mean, all teams are going to struggle against a hitter like Macy, but as far as other plays on the ball and touches off the blocks, they're really getting those up.
Deep serve. Played over by Atkinson. Outside set. Off the block. Saved by CAK. Hooper pushes it over. Outside to Phillips for Goodpasture. Blocked. Good recovery by CAK. And Slade finds the deep corner. Point CAK. A bit of a float serve short. Middle set to Phillips. That time Mary looked like they were going to run the play to Macy Reese, and then they just quick set to Phillips, and she got the point.
It's a strategic play where both hitters are coming in for a quick hit, and the outlet hit's usually the outside hitter, but using each of those quick hitters is always because the blockers are never knowing who it's going to.
Reese with a service error. She knocks it deep. We're tied at 14. Be interesting to see how CAK does today. They played 3 matches yesterday. Fatigue, if this turns into a 5-set match, could come into play.
They might.
Set to Phillips. Phillips off the block. Good recovery by CAK. Outside here, and the block. Number 33, Madeline Peeler, blocks number 9, Teresa Slade. Point, Goodpasture.
Since this is the first championship for both teams, that might just, adrenaline might be just running through both teams.
Outside to Peeler. Actually, that was Hooper. Set this time. That was Slade. Big, huge arm swing by Caitlin Atkinson down the line for Goodpasture. The kill and the point.
That was beautiful.
Quick set, big arm swing, and point. Goodpasture, they lead 16-15. Phillips serves short middle. Outside to Peeler. Ball's blocked, and Goodpasture couldn't recover. As that time Mary on the block, it just kind of rolled down the length of the net.
That's a smart hitting shot. Off speed, tooling off the hands of the blocker. It worked for her.
CAK to serve. And good serve there by Bryn Pierce. Kind of serves the short middle. And Mimi Honeycutt couldn't come up with it.
Bryn is playing really well. I mean, her sets are looking good. She's defensively playing well. Serves going in.
Pierce with the middle serve once again. They're going to set the middle this time to Atkinson. Blocked, but CAK couldn't recover and find the ball. Atkinson gets the point for Goodpasture. Back set, and they'll call double contact. Elena Holman to serve, waiting for the official to signal play. He does. Down the line serve. Back set for Slade. It's dug up to the net. Free ball. And that time number 2, Casey Heinzman, puts it down.
Very smart play to choose to push block it down instead of a hit. Sometimes you're more liable to hit the net if you hit it.
Outside set. Off the block that time. Good play by Courtney Shields as she uses the block to go down the line. We got a call. Point, yes. The net official didn't think the ball was touched. One of the linesman says it was touched, so point goes to CAK.
Well, I think we're using 4 linesmen. So this linesman on the side that did make that touch call is usually not there. So sometimes as a ref, they're thinking back to original linesman.
Quick set to Atkinson. Great save by CAK, and it's pushed long there by Shields. Point to Goodpasture. 20-18, game 1 of this Division I Class AA match. There's a little conversation going on over the score.
They're double checking the score, making sure it's
yeah, and it is.
What it
It's
is.
19. They had flip-flopped it on the previous, so it is. The correct score is 19-18. Outside set. Big hit by Shields. Phillips unable to come up with it. Point to CAK. We're all square at 19. Katie Stogner checks back in as she'll go straight to the baseline to serve. Her team up 20-19. Jump serve. Quick set to Reese. Reese just puts it down.
I'm impressed with the setter connecting with Macy. Even if she's moved off the net for a traditional set to a middle, she's still connecting that angle to get Macy a connect and kill.
Atkinson with a deep serve. Service error gives the ball back to CAK. Tight match. A tight game in this match. First game of the match, moving quickly. 21-20 CAK. Float, serve short. Great play by Atkinson just to get it up. And then an error from the back row by Goodpasture. Pushes it long. Point to CAK. Timeout. Goodpasture. 22-20. The Warriors lead, the Lady Warriors lead the Lady Cougars.
We're seeing some strategy here. The serving strategy is coming up. Short serves, deep serves, angle serves, and they're getting Goodpasture to do out-of-system type hits instead of just a set-kill type hit. Kind of working for them.
So 22-20 your score here in Game 1 of this Division I Class AA match. Glad you could join us. Produced by Play On Sports. This is the TSSAA Network. We're in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Dwayne Hickey, Mary Dayton. We're inside the friendly confines of the historic Murphy Center. Some 40-plus years old, this building, and they've given it a little bit of a facelift this year. The floor's been redone. We've got new scoreboards. Looking a little brighter inside the Murphy Center, and a lot of excitement right now as this is an outstanding match for the Division I Class AA Championship. Rob to serve for CAK. Serves short middle. Ball's going to have to be played over by Holman. Ball at the net. Mishandled by CAK. And point to Goodpasture. Madeline Peeler checks in to the game for Goodpasture. Holman to serve. Quick set in the middle. Hooper blocked. CAK recovers. Shields down the line. It's Doug. Quick set in the middle. Reese is blocked. Are they saying it never came over? Nope. Net violation CAK.
That was a close one. It almost looked like they maybe both hit the net or something.
They're saying Hooper. They call Hooper on the net violation. We're tied at 22. Outside set, Shields, cross court. Quick set in the middle. Reese can't do anything with it. Out to 24, that's Phillips. Reese puts it across. Set out here for Shields, and that ball is just long. Nope, they're going to call a touch. They're going to call a touch at the net, point CAK.
Making this an interesting match, isn't it?
Certainly is. And Coach Lynn Deering, not so sure she agrees with the call. She's asking for some instruction, I guess, for some clarification, if you will, from the official. Nonetheless, CAK with the point and the serve. Courtney Shields puts the ball in play. Back set to Reese. A little touch shot goes over. Outside set for Slade. Outside now to Phillips. Phillips off the block, and CAK can't quite recover as Shields dives, but can't get her hand under it. We're tied at 23. Jump serve by Reese, and she's going to go wide of the court. That's a tough error at that point right there. 24-23 CAK, and Goodpasture is going to take another timeout to kind of collect their thoughts. And Mary, at this point, if you're Lynn Deering, what are you telling your team?
Just relax, take your time, just go back to the basics, pass the target, set the hit, swing to win, don't play safe. So that's all I would tell them if I was her.
And then on the flip side is Jamie Petrick. His squad playing really well right now. They very well.
Yes. Keep it up. That's what I'd be saying if I was them.
24-23, game one of this championship match. Good crowds from both schools here. Goodpasture from just up the road in Madison, Tennessee, just on the north side of Nashville. CAK, of course, out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And 21, Taylor Call for the Lady Warriors will serve with this game one on her service. Little set here to Phillips. Phillips off the block. CAK recovers. Bump set outside to Slade. She cuts it across court. Pushed across by Goodpasture. Back set. Rotation play. And Peeler gets it to go down. Or nope, I'm sorry, that's number 2, Casey Heinzman. Casey Heinzman with the kill. And CAK wins game one, 25-23. This is the Division I Class AA TSSAA Volleyball Final produced by Play On Sports. Back with the second game right after these messages.
Now they can cut you, number 21, Matt Olson.
Live coverage of the 2012 Blue Cross Bowl Championships. Check your local TV listing for the Tennessee Public Television station in your area or log on to ESPN3.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
do.
Right.
And Goodpasture has found a way to kind of ignite their offense, and as you mentioned, Mary, it's because they're passing the ball better.
Well, and another thing, they're adding the serve. There for a little bit they were doing some serving errors. Now they're starting to really enforce an aggressive serve that's making CAK get off their game, making passes that are out of system plays instead of in system setting the hit plays.
Well, the Trevecca signee, Atkinson, will serve. Set in the middle to Hooper. Hooper off the block. Dug by Goodpasture. Played over. Once again, they're going to set this time outside, but Pierce goes under the net while making the set. Looking for Shields. That'll be a point to Goodpasture. Down the line, served by Atkinson. Hooper. She's dug. Quick set, Reese, she finds the floor. Macy Reese with another kill, and Goodpasture now on top 20-11.
I have to say I'm impressed with the set too. I mean, she puts it right where she wants it.
Quick set to
So
Hooper,
nice.
and what do we got? We have
And net violation.
net violation once again, as the pass coming to Pierce is just too tight to the net.
Well, I think she's floating a little bit physically, and her foot is landing on the other side of the center line.
Outside set for Shields. Shields knocks it wide of the mark. 22-11. Number 7, Julia Vickers checks in for the Lady Warriors. Katie Robb will have a seat. And service error by Atkinson.
Sometimes that's a strategic move on the coach. Just taking just a little bit of time so the server can think about it on a subbing type situation like that.
Atkinson with a good service round there. But now Goodpasture will receive. Pushed across by Goodpasture. Outside set, looking for Shields, and double contact on CAK.
That doesn't happen often on her, but she squaring up and setting at the same time usually results in a setting error.
Ball in play. Holman puts it in play with the serve. Hooper with the arm swing. Dug by Goodpasture's 14. That is Honeycutt. Actually, it was Honeycutt who was on the serve as well. She couldn't quite get the dig of the Hooper drive. Shields with the serve. Short middle. Quick set. Reese in the middle. Point for Goodpasture.
It's times like these when Macy goes to the back row that CAK needs to really get on, because she's not up there creating those hits. They've got to start getting some points through here.
Outside set to Slade. Slade goes cross court. Dug by Atkinson. Now out here to Phillips. Phillips with a big arm swing. Nice dig by Call. Set outside. Double contact against Goodpasture. (24-14). Game point for Goodpasture. Call to serve for CAK. Pass tight to the net. They're going to set Phillips, and we got double contact again. Call the deep middle serve. Set in the middle to Phillips. Phillips off the block. Ball is free. Pushed over and right in the middle to Phillips, and Phillips just knocks it over the net, and that will end game number 2 in favor of Goodpasture. They win the game 25-15, and as we head to game 3, we're all square at 1 game apiece in this Division I Class AA matchup between CAK and Goodpasture. the Lady Warriors and the Lady Cougars. Game 3 coming up from Murfreesboro right after this from the TSSAA Network and Play On Sports.
Live coverage of the 2012 Blue Cross Bowl Championships. Check your local TV listing for the Tennessee Public Television station in your area or log on to ESPN3.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro. Dwayne Hickey, Mary Dayton on the coverage of the Division I Class AA State Volleyball Championship match between the Cougars of Goodpasture High School and the Warriors of Christian Academy of Knoxville. This match knotted up at 1 game apiece. CAK wins the first one 25-23. Goodpasture comes back in game 2 with a 25-15 run, and Mary was really ignited by the service of number 10, Caitlin Atkinson. When she went to serve for Goodpasture, they ran off about 11 points in a row.
I was going to say 10 or 11 points, and that's hard to catch up, especially when you dig a hole like that. You're just going to have to chalk it off to experience and then move on to this game here. That was just too much of a hole to get out of. Now, they can do it. They just got to produce what they did that in game 1 and just come back in it again.
And
strong.
Now you're down to a 3-game match. It's best 2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Goodpasture will have serve to start game number 3, and the aforementioned Caitlin Atkinson will be serving. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, she'll have the opportunity next year to play collegiate volleyball. She's going to Trevecca Nazarene University here in Nashville, I should say. As we talked a little bit about her teammate Macy Reese, who's a junior, she's going to Auburn University next year. Atkinson with a service winner to start game 3. Finds the floor in the middle of the Lady Warrior defense.
You don't want to start off that way, but you just got to adjust. Her balls are very good at dropping short.
Set to Hooper. Hooper off the block of Macy Reese, and it falls on the CAK size of the net. 2-0 Goodpasture. Quick set, Reese off the block. Outside of Phillips. Phillips, deep middle, point, Goodpasture, 3-0. Lady Cougars. Scoreboard was behind there for a second. I was confused. Doesn't take much.
Crowd will let you know when you're behind.
Atkinson with the serve, puts it in play. CAK just pushes it across into the middle. Quick set, Reese, cut shot, nobody there, or actually there was call. And the set goes to number 14, Courtney Shields. And Shields drives it long, point Lady Cougars. Picking up where they left off in game 2 are the ladies from Goodpasture. Shields with the bump set. Going to have to be just played over there by Robb. A quick set in the middle to Reese. Reese finds the floor once again. As Bryn Pierce couldn't get her hand underneath it. 5 straight points for Goodpasture. Timeout CAK. And Mary, right where Goodpasture left off with Atkinson serving in game one, they're on another 5-point run with her at the baseline once again.
There's always going to be that server that the team just mentally can't get past. And, you know, as a coach, you're going to say, let's go. We've got to break this one. Then we get into our serving. At this point, they just got to mentally say, it's between you and me, server. I'm the passer. It's you as a server. So who's going to win this battle? They just got to get it going.
As you talked about, her serve has a lot of top spin. What does that do for to a passer trying to make a crisp, clean pass?
Well, actually, her serve is a float serve. So
Okay.
basically, it's like over the net. And the good thing about that kind of serve is it drops wherever it chooses. And that's what's so deceptive about hers. Hers is such a line drive. It drops low. Quickly, it drops deep.
Good did by Atkinson off the drive by Hooper. Set in the middle of Hooper. Hooper is blocked. Played up by CAK. Outside to Shields. Shields cross court. Nice dig by Phillips. Set in the middle. And Hooper goes wide with the kill attempt. She misses the court. Point Goodpasture. Atkinson deep, cross corner serve. Shields pushes it down the line. Middle, nope, outside for Phillips. Phillips, nice dig there by Slade. Outside once again for Shields. Nice dig by Goodpasture. Reese off the block. Once again, Reese quick set in the middle. She's blocked. Great up. Phillips pushes it over. Set in the middle. Hooper can't quite get it to go down. Atkinson with the dig. Phillips has to push this one deep. And CAK just went to sleep there, Mary, as they really had a free ball and just let it fall to the floor.
Kind of looking at each other now. They've got to just regroup and play good team ball.
Atkinson, deep middle serve. Just pushed across there by Shields. Back row attack by Atkinson off the block. Point Goodpasture.
Atkinson's just taking charge. She's taking charge serving, hitting, defense. She's had some really good saves. She's playing great.
And that ball goes long. Nice decision by Taylor Call. I'm not really sure she thought she made the right decision when she let it go by, but it was the right decision.
It was.
Serving now, number 11 for CAK, that's Katie Robb. And she's going to push the ball wide of the mark. Point Goodpasture. 9-1. Madeline Peeler checks back in for number 7, Alana Holman. Cross-court serve there. In the middle of Hooper. Hooper's blocked. Ball free at the net. Pushed across by Shields. Nice dig by Atkinson. Phillips is blocked. Great save by CAK, but they can't get the ball across the net. Slade wasn't sure of the number of hits, and it looked like she was pushing it, trying to push it to the center.
You don't want to ever see a great defensive play end in something like that. Number 11, just amazing hustle play. They can regroup, though. They just got to stay positive on it.
Slade off the block. Quick set in the middle to Reese, and she puts it down. Macy Reese almost inside the 10-foot line there.
There's nothing you can do with that.
Honeycutt to serve. Outside set, looking for Shields. She's going to go cross court. Nice dig. Ball free at the net. Off the block. Touched by CAK. Point Goodpasture.
Seems like Goodpasture just has a lot of good things going their way right now.
Middle set to Hooper. Hooper is dug. Tight to the net. And Peeler was listening to Reese and wasn't really sure what to do, and she just kind of dumped it into the net. 12-2. Goodpasture leads. Back set for Phillips. Phillips down the line. Took a little bit off of it. Scored 13-2 Goodpasture. Game 3 right now, all Lady Cougars. Macy Reese, middle of the back row, serves it deep. Nice play by Slade. Gets a good set, and she executes well.
They've got to start executing while she's on the back row, while her position's on the back row, to get some points back.
Peeler with the ball, pushes it across. Outside set looking for Slade, and Slade, with a tight set, only had one shot.
Exactly. She could have tried to tool off the block, but I think the set was too far inside. Tip over was her best option.
13-4. Call to serve for CAK. They trail. Middle set for Phillips. Little cut shot. Angled it to her left. Finds the floor on the CAK side of the net. 14-4.
That's the risk you take when you do a double or triple block against the middle hitter, because you're leaving more spots open on defense.
Peeler with a big arm swing. Pass tight to the net, and I believe we had
under the net call.
Yeah, Goodpasture player over the over the midline. Lana Holman back into the game for Goodpasture. Going to set it back here. Outside looking for Peeler is CAK. Nice dig by Honeycutt. Atkinson hits it into the block, but it goes down on the CAK side of the net. That was a big, powerful arm swing.
It was. And if you're not set with your body physically on the block, you're going to get pushed back with your hands, and it's not going to go back to the hitter's side.
Outside set. And that was Katie Robb. And Robb with her point for her team. First really good look at the ball here in the last few minutes, and she makes good work of it. Nice serve. Service received, played all the way back over the net. Back set once again. Robb, was it touched? It was not.
Little late arm swing, and I think that's why she hit it so differently. Arm wasn't up quick enough.
Mimi Honeycutt to serve for Goodpasture. Drives it deep. Outside set for Shields. She goes cross court. Mimi Honeycutt digs it. Outside to Atkinson. Dug there by CAK. Atkinson is going to get in the middle to Reese. Off the block. Shields down the line. Dug. Middle set. Reese. This one, point, Goodpasture.
Here's that rotation again where they're very strong. They have both of their heavy hitters on the front row.
Service received tight to the net. Tipped over by Reese. Outside to Shields, off the block. Set in the middle of Reese. Reese uses the block perfectly.
Looks like CAK's defense, they're not committing to the ball. They're turning sideways when the ball's coming at them instead of continuing into their shuffle step defense.
As we see 0-0 there for Goodpasture. Now the panning of the bench of CAK as the Lady Warriors trying to find a way to stem this huge momentum swing in favor of Goodpasture, as CAK won the first game. Goodpasture won game 2 in a 10-point rout, 25-15, and they're up 12 in game 3, 18-6. Got a little dancing going on in the stands here at the Murphy Center. She has more energy than I do at this point, there's no doubt about it. As Lynn Deering sends her team back out onto the floor. And Mary, as you mentioned, when Atkinson and Reese are in the front row for Goodpasture, CAK has not really gotten anything accomplished.
No, they haven't. And they're hitting, it seems like they're almost hitting safe. They just got to get more execution. And this is where Slade's on the back row. We just got to play that's making their defense work for points.
Slade from the back row attacks, puts it across. Outside set, looking for Atkinson. Big arm swing down the line. Point, Goodpasture. Caitlin Atkinson. Outside set, once again looking for Shields. She's going to go cross court. Dug by Mimi. Honeycutt, quick set to Reese in the middle. Off the block, CAK plays the ball. Ball free in the middle. Reese gets a big arm and swing, and down it goes.
CAK had some good touches on defense. They're just kind of swinging the arms. They just got to refocus on getting more fundamental and frozen on passes.
Nice play there by Reese not to make contact with the net. Quick set in the middle for Heinzman. She can't get it to go across. Play at the net. Push back over once again by Reese. Point to Goodpasture. And they're up 21-6. Game 3 is quickly getting away from CAK. Back row drive by Slade. Outside set looking for Atkinson, and she absolutely hammers it down the line.
Wow.
I'm not sure you get a better look or better execution.
Such a that was just beautiful.
Honeycutt serves. Block at the net. Actually, they say no, the ball never came over the net. 4 contacts by CAK, and it's 23-6.
CAK is going to have to change their body language the next match or next set. They're looking a little bit defeated in their faces.
Deep float serve. Slade's going to have to try to put it across from the back row. Knocked down there by Reese. Ball tipped at the net, tipped again, and that time 14 for Goodpasture. Abby Honeycutt, the setter, just kind of poked it across, and it found hardwood.
It sure did.
Game point, Goodpasture. They lead 24-6 here in Game 3. Slade with a back row drive, partially tipped there by Reese. Atkinson with a big arm swing, blocked in the middle to Reese. She puts it down for game number 3. 25-6, your score in game 3. It goes to Goodpasture. They lead 2-1 here in the Division I Class AA final. We'll be back with game 4, produced by Play On Sports. You're watching the TSSAA Network.
That was an exclamation point.
Now ready for Parkview, number 21, Matt Olson.
Live coverage of the 2012 Blue Cross Bowl Championships. Check your local TV listing for the Tennessee Public Television station in your area, or log on to ESPN3.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Getting ready for Game 4 of this Division I Class AA matchup between CAK out of Knoxville and Goodpasture out of Madison, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. Goodpasture has won the last two games, 25-6, 25-15. CAK won the first one in a tight one, 25-23. But right now, all the momentum on the side of the Lady Cougars. Dwayne Hickey, Mary Dayton alongside as we get ready for Game 4. And Mary, we were talking during the break that CAK has got to do something drastic to start Game 4 because their body language and their energy level right now is almost non-existent.
As a coach at this point, I'd probably be saying, how do you want to remember this later on down the road? Do you want to say the best team won based on what they did, or did they win because the other team handed it to them? You don't want that to happen. You're young. I mean, they're a young team. They have 2 seniors, I do believe, and they could very well make it back here next year. They just got to play together, pull together, and understand it's not over yet.
As we take a look at CAK, they come out. And as Mary mentioned, a very young team. Both teams very young. Both teams with only 2 seniors on the roster. So this very well could be a matchup you could see in 2013.
Could be.
As Coach Jamie Petrick puts his sophomore back out on the floor for Game 4. That is 6'6" Cheyenne Hooper. And really, she's struggled so far today. She's been just a little bit out of the mix.
She's a big presence based on her height, and I think that makes the hitters mix it up on the other side of the net. But as far as their defensive passing to help her get into the hitting mix, I think has been a little bit tough today. They've had to set a lot of outsides and right sides because of where the pass has gone.
So as we get ready for Game 3, courtside here at the Murphy Center, glad you could join us on the TSSAA network. As got to get the correct personnel on the floor to begin Game 4. As CAK will begin with the service, Taylor Call, the 5'6" sophomore, will get us underway. Atkinson, been so hot, tries to attack from the back row and really just blows it beyond the baseline there. Point CAK.
I guess we found out she's not perfect from a hitting standpoint.
Quick set in the middle to Reese off the block. Point Macy Reese. She just keeps making it happen. She's making a living in the middle, Mary.
That set was amazing. That typically a set doesn't go to the middle when they're past close to the 10-foot line, but she made it happen. Usually you'd set the outside hitter.
Abby Honeycutt to serve. Serves short middle. Outside set looking for number 9, and that is, of course, Teresa Slade. And Slade goes cross court off a couple of Goodpasture defenders. A 2-1 to CAK. Pierce to serve for the Lady Warriors. Floats it down the line. Out here to Peeler. Cross court set to Slade. Slade goes deep down the line, and it's over the baseline. Boy, that was close.
Yes, Slade's 10 is thinking, whew, I'm so glad I let that go because it was out of bounds.
Reese, jump serve, unable to be handled there by Slade. Once again, Mary, that ball about shoulder height. You can't bump it, and it's hard to receive it with your hands.
She's got a top spin jump serve, and that makes it do almost a rainbow down, and she's making it just drop right in front of them, making it hard to make decisions.
Phillips pushes it down the line off the hands of Pierce. Point Goodpasture.
I'm seeing good teamwork out of Goodpasture. And we have some heavy hitters. We have some hitters that are just very consistent. They're playing really well.
Reese down, serves deep middle. Free ball over by CAK. Set to the outside, looking for Phillips. Phillips off the block. Slade pushes it over for CAK. Going to set outside again, looking for Phillips. Phillips takes it off the block. This one's got to go over. It does not. Double contact. Against CAK. Reese serving. And once again, Pierce tight to the net, steps across the midline.
She almost had it. She's just floating a little bit too much with her body.
Goodpasture out to a quick 6-2 lead here in game 4. Reese with a nice drop serve there. Blocked. Slade's blocked, but point, they're saying that her attempt never came across the net.
Right.
So 4 contacts by CAK, 7-2 Goodpasture. Outside set. And that's Katie Robb. And Robb with a little off-speed shot down the line picks up the point for the Lady Warriors. Float serve down the line. Middle set looking for Phillips. Phillips with a little cross-court shot from the middle goes to her left, the right side of the CAK defense, and finds the floor.
She's done a good job on her hits today. She's hit it a lot out of middle and left side. She's done well.
And she's just a junior as well. So Phillips puts the ball in play with the serve. Shields with a big arm swing. Back row attack by Honeycutt. Ball popped up. Once again, Shields uses the block in front of her this time. As that goes off the hands of 21, Lauren Sutherland. And Sutherland taps her chest like it's as if to say, my bad.
It's tough. It looks like the defense is ready for the swings, and when it touches off blocks and makes them change direction, it is tough for a blocker to admit.
And number 4, Katie Stogner puts the service into the net. It's a service error, and right now, Mary, CAK really can't afford to make any errors.
They cannot. They're going to get that little hole going.
Middle set to Hooper. Hooper straight down. The 6'6 player gets her first really good look of the day.
That's what I was going to say, too. Probably her best hit of the game so far.
CAK will send number 11 to the baseline, Katie Robb, to serve. Robb, just a sophomore, puts the ball in play. Back row, Honeycutt. Middle set, Hooper. Hooper once again gets it to go down, and Hooper finding a little rhythm for CAK.
She is transitioning off the net well, getting into a stronger swing because of that.
Hooper also a basketball player, as you might imagine.
Would have never guessed it.
Bump set, little push across. That was 21, Lauren Sutherland. And Sutherland just pushes it straight cross court down the length of the net.
Very nice.
Point Goodpasture, 10-6. Middle set, looking for Hooper again. This time she just puts a little touch across. Outside set, looking for Shields. That ball too tight to the net, and net violation on
14.
Goodpasture.
Number 14.
So they're going to call that on Abby Honeycutt, the setter, trying to get there to make a play. Shields floats it deep middle. Quick set in the middle. There's Reese again. CAK able to play the ball. Nice middle shot there by the Lady Warriors. Pushed deep by Goodpasture. Middle set for Hooper, and Hooper just mistimes her jump. I don't know whether she was expecting a quick set.
I think the set was a little higher than normal, I think, and then the set and hit didn't connect.
Call with a nice service receive there. Ball to Peeler. Peeler's blocked. Played up off the block. Pushed back across by Macy Reese. And CAK can't come up with it. 12-7 Goodpasture. Atkinson, service off the net, stays in play. Hooper, that time once again, looked to be just a little late on her jump.
Look who's serving again. Look who's serving, number 10.
Yeah, Atkinson serving once again. We'll see if she can get another run as she has in the previous 2 games. Outside set looking for Slade. Slade goes down the line, and she cannot as Slade uses the block, cuts it down the line. Point CAK. And the service.
That was a good setting decision because I don't think the block was closed too.
Call down the middle. In the middle, Reese. Reese just doesn't miss. They put it right on a T4 and she takes it cross court to the corner.
That set is called a 31. It's in the between the blockers, one height, just like a quick in the middle. And you hardly ever see anyone block that.
Slade takes the ball over for CAK. Back row attack by Atkinson. Deep and long over the baseline. Point CAK.
That looked close. That looked a little close to me.
Didn't miss by much. Pierce to serve for CAK. Jump serve, floats it down the line. Played over by Honeycutt. Outside now to Slade for CAK. She's blocked. CAK is able to recover. Back to Slade. Just a little cut shot. Middle, Reese. I don't even have to describe the result. When I say middle and Reese, you ought to know what's going to happen. The ball finds the floor point.
Yeah.
Goodpasture.
Scoreboard changes after she hits.
Reese now with a jump serve. Outside set. Looking for number 11. That's Katie Robb. And Robb puts it into the net. Point Goodpasture. And CAK now beginning to feel the pressure of being down 2-1 and down 8 points, 7 points, 16-9 in the fourth game. Reese deep middle once again with that top spin serve, back set. Just pushed across by CAK. Reese with an attack from the back row, drives it deep, point CAK.
This is where CAK's got to take advantage of their, quote, heavy hitters, Goodpasture's hitters being on the back row. Take advantage of it, make them hit different hits than setting her back row or these hitters here.
Phillips off the hands of Call, and right away Goodpasture gets the point and the serve back.
Very smart hit off 24.
Lane Phillips, the junior, having a nice game for Goodpasture. She serves down the line, over by Call. Set back here for Atkinson. She's blocked. Great dig by Honeycutt. Atkinson's just got to push it across. Outside looking for number 14. It's going to be wide as Courtney Shields can't find the court. Point Goodpasture. Timeout. CAK. Game 4 of this Division I Class AA match finds Goodpasture on top 18-10. They lead 2-1 after CAK won the first game in a close one, 25-23. Goodpasture has had it fairly easy, 25-15, and in game 3, 25-6, a total blitz of the Lady Warriors. And as you look at Jamie Petrick and his bench right now, you can read the body language. They're all just really looking a little tired. And as we talked about it, they played 3 matches yesterday.
That's right.
They played Red Bank, Page, and East Hamilton. The Red Bank match went 4 games, and the East Hamilton match went 4 games. And in between, they played the 2-time defending champion Page, which obviously not an easy game, even though it was only 3 games.
A lot of emotional energy in those games yesterday, so it's kind of hard to get that energy back when you have hitters like 10 and 00 over here. Gotcha.
Phillips to serve for Goodpasture. Set in the middle, looking for Heinzman. Heinzman drives it long, point Goodpasture. And the ladies from Knoxville need a little help here. Shields just pushes it across into the middle. Set. And number 21 That is Lauren Sutherland with a nice little off-speed shot. Point Goodpasture.
What CAK doesn't want to do right now is change what they've been doing the whole tournament, by mixing up their shots instead of swinging strong. Keep playing to win. Don't play safe.
Outside set, looking for Shields. Shields doesn't get it across the net. That's 4 contacts. Point Goodpasture, 21-10. Serve floats deep from Phillips. Point CAK. 11 serving 21. Katie Stogner will check in to serve. Stogner into the middle with the serve. Quick set, and it's stuffed at the net there by Cheyenne Hooper. As that time, Kaylin Atkinson actually got it across the net off the hands of Hooper, and it is point Goodpasture. Again, our angle sometimes is confusing. 22-11 Goodpasture. Atkinson with the kill on that previous point. Slade just pushes it across. Outside set looking for Atkinson. Big arm swing. Good dig. Ball comes back across. Free ball. Going to be outside set to Shields. Outside now to Atkinson for Goodpasture. Nice play there by Hooper.
There you go.
And good shot there by number 14. That's Courtney Shields. She saw that the defenders were all drawn up and pushes it deep.
They've got to keep hitting. They can't just start going into some tips and expect those to go down. Goodpasture's too quick on that.
Rob with the serve.
Nice.
Going to have to be played over, and it is. Nice play by Holman. But she can't recover and dig that ball after running almost into the stands here at the Murphy Center, trying to recover to get back to the court. She can't get to that little dink shot from CAK. Point Lady Warriors, 13 serving 22. Tough pass. Atkinson off the block. Point Goodpasture. As once again, it looked like Hooper was just a shade late getting up.
I would agree. She's got such a quick, explosive arm swing. You've got to be fully extended on the block when she's hitting like that.
Back row attack by Slade. Nice shot. Splits 2 defenders. Phillips can't quite make the play.
I was going to say they need to get number 9 on the front row, and I think that she's up there now.
Service pass tight to the net. And that time Macy Reese was able to take that tight set and put it straight down for point number 24. Game and match point here. Deep serve by Atkinson. Free ball is going to come over. Quick middle set. Reese off the block. Dug by CAK. Tipped back over. And that will do it. As Macy Reese roofs CAK, the ball never comes back across. Point number 25 for the Lady Cougars. That means game 4 goes their way, 25-14, and the state championship will head up to Madison.
That's right.
Well, Mary, final thoughts on this one. It looked like we might have a match early, but CAK after game 1 really just ran out of gas.
Well, and Goodpasture stepped up their passing game. They started making those passes where the middle could be executed, the left, the right. Number 10 played phenomenal. Number 0, and all the players around them just really stepped it up and played excellent team ball.
Caitlin Atkinson, Macy Reese led the way for Goodpasture today. They get the victory in 4 games. They lose game 1 25-23. They win 25-15, 25-6, and 25-14. They are the 2012 Division I Class AA volleyball champions in the state of Tennessee. Thanks for joining us here on the TSSAA Network. Play On Sports. Glad to produce today's match. Good afternoon from Murfreesboro.
live coverage of the 2012 Blue Cross Bowl Championships, check your local TV listing for the Tennessee Public Television station in your area or log on to ESPN3.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.